Hey folks, it's Bran here, and I haven't made a video in a while, and I haven't made a video about this yet, but I have been planning on making a video about this for a while. And I tried making it yesterday and it didn't work, so I'm doing it again today. As you probably guessed from the title, I'm going to be talking about a project of mine that I'm working on. And I've been working on it for a couple years now, unintentionally. And I feel it's mature enough, the project is old enough and matured enough to be able to tell the world about it. So here it goes. I'm working on an album. It's not professional. I'm doing it, with all I have. I mean, the budget for it is pretty much zero right now. Like, I'm not getting it professionally mastered or mixed or anything. I'm doing it all myself because it's not really, I'm not going for a professional album. It started out as a pet project, and it still is a pet project. Over the last couple of years, I've been writing songs, and these songs kind of fell into place. And you'll understand it after I tell you a little about it. So, one of the first books of mythology I picked up when I started my pagan path was the Mabinogion, right here. Actually, there's two copies and then like one other copy up there somewhere. And the Mabinogion, if you don't know, is a book of Welsh myths and legends. And they have been a constant source of inspiration for me on my pagan path. It's been one of the most central books of mythology for me. I mean, I love Irish myth, I love really any myth, but there's something about the Welsh myths, the Mabinogion, and all the stories connected with it that I just absolutely love. And I don't know what it is, but I love it. So a couple years ago, I wrote my first song about one of the stories in the Mabinogion, and that was the Invocation of Blood I Wed. I'm pretty sure that was the first one. It wasn't really a song, or it wasn't really like a storytelling song. It was more of a chant of sorts. But after that, I started writing more and more, not even realizing what I was doing. I just thought, hey, I got a good tune, I got some good lyrics, written about this story. I'm gonna record a demo for the songwriting challenges I do, 50/90 and February album writing month. And it wasn't until very recently that I realized, wait a minute, I have songs enough to tell the story of the Mabinogion. And so that's what I'm doing. The album is the Mabinogion in my take on my musical take on the Mabinogion, I should say. It's called Four Branches. Referring to the four branches of the Mabinogi, the first branch being Pwyll, the second being Branwen, the third being Manawydan, and the fourth being Math, son of Nathanwy. And the Mabinogion has just been so inspiring to me. It's just been a source of imagination, and like when I read the stories or when I hear a rendition of the stories, it just has the greatest imagery I've ever seen in my mind. It's just insane. So, with these stories, with these songs, I hope to convey how I see the stories. There's from like the dark, like mysterious sounding Face Changer, which is the first song, and it was one of the last songs I wrote actually, the first song on the album, telling the story of Pwyll going into the other world, taking the face of the Lord of the other world, Bran, and they basically switch places, and it's just kind of a dark and woo kind of spooky story to me. Like, not very spooky, but it has the undertones of he's going into the other world, and which happens a lot in Celtic mythology. But you have that, and then you have stories like Pwyll and Rhiannon's wedding, where this fiend of a man tricks Rhiannon away from Pwyll, and there's a big you know, just a weird plan of trapping the guy in a bag, and then they start beating him, and it's like, what's in the bag? And Push and his men are like, oh, it's a badger, we're playing a new game called Badger in the Bag. And so you get a big spectrum of, you know, mysterious, very serious stories to these kind of lighthearted, like, what did I just read stories. So I try to capture that too in songs like the Badger in the Bag song, Prederi's Birth, what was some of the other ones that are kind of funny? There's the story of Mabinogion at his wit's end, wanting to hang a rat, and it's like, hanging a rat? What in the world is happening? This is so absurd and bizarre. And so you have a whole range of themes and moods. At least for me, when I read the stories, it, you know, there's a gradient kind of going back and forth between mysterious and deep and kind of dark to lighthearted and just wacky. So I try to capture all that in the 11 songs that I have recorded, and I'll probably overdub this video with some of the songs. If you're hearing songs, it's samples from the album, okay? But I came to the realization that I have all these songs telling the story of the Mabinogion, and I didn't even like really intend to do that. But now I have them, and now what do I do with them? I'm gonna put them together, and I'll probably release them as a digital download at least. But I probably will also have physical copies of it, if for anyone who wants them. I'm working with a artist right now on the cover art. I don't know if I said that already or not, but yeah, I'm doing that. So there probably will be physical copies. I'll probably put a link somewhere in the description, or maybe even flashing across the screen to my blog where there's more information about it, and I'll probably post more information about it later when it develops. I'm almost done with the project. I have all the songs recorded, except for maybe a few bits here and there. I'm working on making them sound as good as possible, which I don't know, might not be that good. I don't know, that's just my opinion. But yeah, I mean, I'm not doing this for, you know, I'm really doing this for myself, and I want to share that gift to myself with you guys. I mean, you know, one of my favorite stories, one of the greatest inspirations to me, the stories in the Mabinogion, through my eyes, through my voice. I just want to give that to you. It's the bardic way, isn't it? So, yeah, I kind of rambled on more than I wanted to, but there you go. I'm recording a new album. Stay tuned for more information about it, I guess. And just, you know, follow my blog if you want more information about the album. Comment or ask a question if you feel it necessary about the album, or about, you know, me, the process, why is it the sky's blue. I won't be able to answer that, but, you know, just, yeah. And thanks for watching, if you're still watching. And peace. Blessed be.